All right, welcome to Pep Talk number 4, guys. Well, welcome back to the channel. Today, I really just want to tell people that go live your life. Go do the things you want to do. Go enjoy yourself. Go take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Do the things you absolutely have to, but make sure you're working day by day, incrementally on something productive. If you want to learn piano, if you want to go bake, if you want to go do something significant with your life, learn a new skill, maybe advance a career, like work towards something. Like you need to do it for you and for your family. No one else is going to do it for you. Push yourself. Go make sure that you spend the rest of your day and maybe and spend tomorrow and spend the rest of the week focusing on you, focusing on what you want to do and what you want to make out of life. How many times have you gone into an office, watched people around you that have spent 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years getting close to retirement? They finally get ready to retire, and now they got nothing. They haven't traveled. Their family's distant, moved across country. They don't really remain in contact. All they had up until then was their career. Now they're retired. They don't know what to do. They have zero hobbies. They say they want to travel. They want to do certain things. How many of them have actually done it after retirement? Very, very few. You're going to have problems at every stage of your life. You're going to have them financially when you're young. You're going to have them time-wise when you start a family. You're going to have all those things carry on throughout your life. When you near retirement, you're going to have different issues. There's still going to be issues. It doesn't matter what time frame or what era of chapter in your life that you find yourself in. You're going to have certain sets of issues that are unfamiliar to you. So there's going to be things that are going to block you from doing the things you want to do. Which means, by virtue, you might as well just go fucking do the things you want to do to begin with, because time is finite. We all have friends that have come and gone at different times throughout our life. Young, old, in between, doesn't matter. Time is not infinite. It is finite. It is a fine resource, and it is limited, and we don't know how much we have. So go make sure you do something exciting that actually fulfills your fucking heart and that you actually want to do tomorrow and for every day thereafter for the rest of your life. You want to go do something significant, go work toward doing something significant. Stop wasting time. Way too many people are so complacent, and I love them because they came from a place where they didn't have consistency. Odds are, usually it's from a traumatic childhood or something of that nature, or just a rock bottom upbringing where money wasn't a thing, and now they have a little bit of money. Their bills are paid. They have a little bit of excess. They can go out on Friday nights consistently. They can have fun, do the things that they kind of want to do, but they're not really pushing the envelope. They're not pushing themselves. They're not pushing their growth. They're just stuck in doing the same thing day after day. They go to work, they go to sleep, they go eat, they go back to work, they go to sleep, they go eat, they go back to work, and they do it. For 30 fucking years, they do this same thing. And if they want to spur the moment, they go try a new video game, or they go watch a different movie that they're unfamiliar with, or try a new restaurant. They might go 3 towns over instead of just 2 like they usually do and get a little weird on the weekends. That's not what life is. That's not life. Life is supposed to be fulfilling yourself, doing the things you want to do. If you're a creative mind, if you love putting pen to paper and writing or drawing or creating art, putting paint on canvas, or you like creating music on a piano or guitar or read books or write a book, go start doing the things you want to do. Stop wasting time. Obviously, you got stuff to take care of that are bare essentials. You got to take care of food. You got to take care of your overhead expenses. You got to make sure you still have a job at the end of the day. You can't just walk away from that. You can't walk away from the reality of life. You can add things into your life that actually make life come out of it and come out of you, and that you feel more fulfilled, and that your life and your soul starts grabbing things one after the other and starts putting it inside you, and you become a better human over it. You start growing. You start enjoying life. You're a little happier with a little pep in your step when you walk into the office. You're a little more excited. You got more gusto. You're like me, even before the Red Bull. Yes, this is before the Red Bull. I promise you. But still, I want so much for so many people that I think all it really does take is you, me, and a community of people just going up to people and letting them know, hey, you go live your life. You go have fun. You go do your things. Push yourself. Sometimes you just have to have the hard truth. You have to, oftentimes a lot of people, have to have a close a circumstance with death to realize that life is so short that you need to make the most of every single moment. I just hit 30 a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people have this weird panic effect that comes with the big intervals like your 30s or your 40s, because now you're not 20, now you're not 30. When you're 20, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Societal, you can be kind of a weird person who goes to way too many parties, probably gets a little loosey-goosey around the alcohol for the first, 6 years of your 20s, and you can kind of play around with it and not take life so seriously, and that's fine. You can walk into your 30s sleepwalking and still not even have a perfect career, and still maybe just figuring stuff out. That is fine. It doesn't work when you're 40. 30s are about figuring, like 20s is about expanding your universe. 30s is about figuring shit out and starting to fine tune certain elements and kind of where you want to go and what direction. 40 is about solidifying that, and 50 is about just locking everything and making sure you covering all your bases to prep for, the end game for retirement and things like that. But all throughout that time, that is time we can still spend following our hobbies, trying new things, educating ourselves, exploring new ideas. If you want to go learn about Rome, you can read every book you want all the way through your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way to you die. It doesn't matter. There is no time frame on certain elements of life. You have bare essentials, of course. And yes, they do intervene with the time frame of being able to achieve certain things. But if you're not making the necessary steps to maybe alleviate some of that wayward pathway where now you're not putting the effort in to make it so whatever is inconveniencing you and kind of slowing you down from going to the next step and starting to do the things you want to do, if you're not putting any effort toward actually making it so you can do the things you want to do and actually giving yourself the chance to do them, and then not only giving yourself a chance, but actually going toward them and doing the things, you're just talk. That's all you are. You're another cog in the machine saying, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to achieve this. You're not putting any effort. You're not working toward anything. Who are you kidding? You're lying to yourself. Life is supposed to be about exploring. It's about fun. I love nothing more, honestly, than wherever I worked in the trades and stuff is when I was sitting around listening to the guys who had spent 40 years working on boats or working at sea, or 40 years of guys just who traveled the world and like done all these crazy, like listening to their stories and listening to their life. It's like, yeah, they had the wildest, crazy life, and there was probably zero consistency, and that doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for them. Many of them are happy that way. Others aren't. But, the ones who are happy, they lived their life the way they want to do, all the way to the bitter end, and they are excited for it. And I want that for everyone. I want the people, no matter what you want to do in life, that you go do it. And even if you're just a small little, like, oh, I want to sell quilts, but I only sell like 30 a year. Go sell quilts and sell 30 a year. Who gives a shit? You like making quilts and you like selling them. Good for you. Have fun. Go do the thing you want to do. What's stopping you? Nothing in society, no community, no people, no like work zone environment. No one is telling you can't do the things you want to do. No one's stopping you. The only person that has stopped you from doing anything in life is you. You've had people tell you no. And you've had yourself say, okay, that's where you come into play. People are going to say yes or no. There's nothing you could do about it. There's certain walls that you may have to work around or climb over or get a new skill to like be able to pass the threshold of being accepted into a certain outfit. That's fine. But you can keep working on it. You can keep improving yourself. You can keep finding solutions to problems that are always going to be there. It's not like, oh, if I get plan A, plan B is guaranteed to happen. That never works out. And even if it does, good for you. But then plan C will stop you. Then plan D will stop you. It doesn't matter how far you get along. There's something where you're going to have to look at situationally, reconfigure exactly about the pathway you're going to go about it. And then you're going to have to work around it, whatever that takes. You're going to have to do something. That's life. Have fun. Go fucking enjoy it. I love when hardships happen in my life. I love when kind of these weird times where I don't feel comfortable. I feel financial pressure. I feel a little unsure about what's in front of me and what's going to happen next. I love that. Why? Because that's the closest I get to truly living. I'm pushing myself beyond my limits, beyond my comfort zone to see what I'm capable of. And even if I don't succeed right away, I will learn and grow and I will succeed down the road. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to fail 1,000 times until the 1,001st time you somehow figure it all out and everything comes together. Nobody plays a piano. I have here in the corner, it's out of can, but no one plays a piano or a guitar, learns a song. Nobody gets it first try. Some people, but guess what they had to do? They had to play 30,000 hours before they were able to even attempt it the first time and succeed the first time flawlessly. And guess what? It doesn't matter how many hours you've spent on guitar. Professionals who spent 40 years on guitar learn a new song. It takes them hours to learn the sequences and learn the chords and learn the notes and learn the progressions. And you have to get the feel about it. So it goes beyond just being able to actually play it on the correct time signatures. There's so much more to it that even the people who spent their entire lives working on one particular thing still need to work on it when they're trying to learn something specific down the road. You are not a failure. You only fail if you choose to look at it as you failed. If you look at it like a lesson, if you look at like a no as some way that I have to go about figuring out how to get to a yes, you will never fail. And if you can do that with a smile, with a fucking laugh, you're the outlier. You're the person who's going to go so far in life just because you have humility. You're fun to be around. You look at life even with a smile. Like, I've had my car give out on the side of the road, and I was laughing about it to the point the tow truck driver looked at me like I may have a mental problem. He was concerned. He's like, usually people at this point are freaking out when their car's about to be towed. Like, there's no wheel in the car. The lug nut snapped off because I had a shop work on it, and they used a pneumatic wrench and destroyed it and stripped everything out. But like, they destroyed my car. The wheel popped off on the highway. No one got hurt. Everyone was safe. No injuries on the road. It was the middle of the night. Nobody was on it. So like, safety wasn't even an issue. But I laughed about the situation because there's nothing else I could do. All I could do is see that my car doesn't have a tire. I have a tow truck coming. That's all I can do. It'll be fixed. It'll be taken care of. I've had worse things happen to me in life. It's unfortunate. It's inconvenient. It sucks. It's very frustrating. But there's nothing else I can do. So we have to just go with it. I laughed about it. I still tell that story as like a fun thing with my friends. Like, it's fun. Life is an amalgamation of good times, bad times, indifferent times, scary times, uncomfortable times, rock bottoms. And if you don't find a way to live within it all, if you don't find a way to live within the best of times and live within the humility and just the effervescence of what a bad time is and what you can gain from it, from learning and from expanding expanding your horizons, if you can't take anything from it, you're going to be miserable. Because I understand when difficult things happen, you're okay. You're right to be miserable. You're right to be upset. But if you do that and then you go to your good times and then you're worried that the bad times are coming, and so your good times are always spent worried that something bad's going to happen, and now both situations, good and bad, are just as equally as annoying for anyone to be around you because you're just worried all the time. If you're that person, like, you're not going to have a fun life, and people around you are honestly not going to want to care. Like, they just don't, because they got their own problems. They got their own things to deal with. If you do everything you want to do and you do it with a smile, if you do the hardships with a smile and you laugh about it, you're great. Like you don't have to have a zero fuck factor, but you have to have an appreciation that, good or bad, life is a journey, and you're going to have good times. You're going to have bad times. You're going to have indifferent times. You're going to have moments where you're scared, fearful. But if you could do all that and just smile about it, you're golden. Like, your life's going to be fun for you no matter what happens. Like, if you only appreciate life for the financial or material gain, if you only appreciate life for the attention you get from either social media likes or just the attention you get in general from people around you based on looks or based on personality and charisma, if you only get a feeling of purpose and a sense of purpose from those things, you're internally, you're going to be miserable. It's a dopamine rush that dies off, and it dies off very quickly. It might take a couple of years, but it goes away. Like, and even then, even if it stays for a significant amount of time, you're going to look back on that weird chapter where like everybody was giving you this, everybody was giving that, and then you don't have it anymore. Now what are you going to do? Because that was what you spent the last 14 years of your life feeding off of. That was the only way you survived, was the attention and the glitz and the glam and all this, and like the little bit of fame that you may have had or whatever. Like, if you relied on that for any amount of time, even I'd probably say over a year and a half, if you relied on that to function and to feel good about yourself, feel good about life, when you don't have that, like, it's going to be worse than rock bottom, because for a fact, for one reason or another, you're never going to be able to get that back, and you're not going to be able to get back to the same level. Like, fame is nothing. Fame is nothing. Instagram likes are nothing. What matters is, are you having fun? Did you wake up today smile? Did you wake up today with your significant other or your spouse and you told them you loved them, you believed in them, and they actually felt that? I love waking up with my wife in bed, and then we would wake up together. I'll wake up slightly after she does, maybe 5-10 minutes after, and then she'll already have my cup of coffee ready to go just the way I like, just because she was already there doing it and because she loves me. And then when I wake up before her, I reciprocate and do the same thing. It's the little things. It's when she walks out the door and I tell her, I'm proud of you, I love you, I support you. What she's doing is doing a PhD level research at a college in computer science and AI tech researching and stuff like that. So it's crazy complicated and it's stressing her out. And she doesn't handle those kinds of situations when the stress just piles on you. So I do everything in my power to take so much off her plate that hopefully she could just focus on the work. And even though that's stressful in itself, the more I take off, the better she is. So every day when she leaves, I hug her, I tell her I love her, I kiss her, I tell her I believe in you, I support you. And just even doing that is the world of difference in how her day ends up becoming. And vice versa. When she does that to me, if I know I'm going to be walking into a complete shit show, whether it's work or whether it's a situation I'm dealing with, and it's just kind of annoying and frustrating, if she tells me she believes me and that she's proud of me regardless of what's going on, honestly, I feel that. I feel that in the bottom of my heart, and I love hearing that. So I am here on this because this is what I love to do. I want to do the same for you. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. I want you to keep going. I want everyone to do the things they love and to fall in love and to keep falling in love with new things and fall in love with new evolutions of who they are. I want them to push themselves. I want them to be comfortable in being uncomfortable because that's the only way you grow. Otherwise, you're just going to live the exact same life, the exact same way, day after day after day. And that's fine for some, but not for many. And those of us who are watching, I imagine, want just a little bit more. And even if you want a little bit more, you can find that and you can go get it. But you have to start putting work in to go get it. That's the only way it happens. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to help you. And whatever bad shit you might be dealing with, it will pass. We all have good times. We all have bad times. They do not create such a balance in life that they become only thing that we focus on throughout our existence. We've all had ways to escape our hardships, our traumas. We've all grown up in different ways. Some of us grew up in loveless homes, filled with drugs, filled with lies and manipulation, filled with cops, and filled with what you can only imagine the best reality TV of the 1990s was my daily life. I've had that. My wife's had a similar situation. That's her own story, so I'm not even going to share it on here. But when you grow up in weird circumstances, all you do is feel appreciative for the good times when they're just average times. My day after day, my average day, the stuff I have to do, the basics, the work, the fact I get to be home and love my wife compared to my old job, which unfortunately took so much time out of my way. I didn't get to spend a lot of time at home. And when I was home, I was just decompressing because work was just way too much from what I was doing. I love that I get to be home. I took a pay cut about half of what I was making to have more time at home because financially we're still fine. I chased the dollar. Chasing the dollar was fine. I had my fun in my 20s. I made good money. But to me, the value that I wanted from life and what I wanted was family time. Or I was transitioning. I was transitioning from catching that dollar, growing my career in my 20s to transitioning to being home. So I changed. I moved cross country because she got the offer to go to college on a scholarship for PhD. It was a no-brainer, but the only way for me to go with was to quit my old job, take a new one, and in the new area, there's just not a lot of industry that was related to what I was doing. What is here doesn't pay the same. That is fine. That is a sacrifice I made to significantly better my life and my family. What it did allow me to do was to do this, though, which I've wanted to do my entire life. I've wanted to help people, help support people, and hopefully just by hearing my words, they might go do something. If 3,000 people watch this and 5 decide to go wake up tomorrow and start going to do the things that they wanted to do, that is 5 more people that'll significantly better themselves and better their lives down the road. And I'm not going to take credit. I'm going to say that it's the words coming through me and it's the words who are doing it. And I want all of us in this community who watch this, share this, follow this, do whatever. I want all of us to create this channel and to create this community as a goal of support because there's so many of us that want to know as much as we can and educate ourselves as much as we can. And we feel this anxiousness if we're not being productive. I really struggle along beside many, many people who, high achievers and non-high achievers that just want more. They just want to improve their life. And so they want to know more things. So they love so many different topics. They try and study them all and they can't. And what they do take in, they kind of forget because there's just too much going on all at once. And then there's the other side of it where there's some days where there's so much going on that I want to do or I want to achieve or I want to look into that I end up kind of coming stagnant. I end up finding myself a lot of times just lackluster and like not feeling motivated because I know there's so many things I could do that I'd rather just not do any of them because if I do one thing, I'm not doing the other and that's going to upset me more than doing the one thing I should have been doing to begin with. The reality is I should have just done something. And there's a lot of us that feel that way. There's a lot of us that want to read every book of information that we can about the Roman Empire or about military history or things like that. I have like 17 different topics in this bookshelf. I have like 60 books. I've probably, well, more than that, but however many books I have, I've read maybe half to 2/3 of what's in that bookshelf because I buy the books I want, just hold them on to them. But like, I'll get to them and then flip through a few chapters over a few months and then, or, flip through it however I will over some time. And then I kind of put it away and go on to the next book and then go on so forth. But some of them I just hammer out right away and that's just what I want to do. But if we focus on one thing, we'll improve ourselves. So in reality, I should have been just studying one topic and going from there, but I didn't. I wanted to learn too much, and a lot of people feel this because it's a form of ADHD, it's a form of ADD, it's a form of OCD, and it's a form of this anxiousness that some people that just really, really have this strong ambition to improve life, improve themselves. A lot of people struggle with it. So they want so much that they find themselves stuck in a corner where they don't know what to do. So they just lock up and they're like, all right, that's cool. And then they just don't do anything. They sleep in bed all day and then they don't actually go out and do anything. You can't do that. Like we've talked about a billion times, life is short. Go have fun. Go do the things you want to do. I don't care what it is. If you want to be, a dungeon master in D&D for 60 years on one game, go attempt it. Sure, go for it. Who cares? Have fun. Do what you want to do. We shouldn't look at one person's situation or other as somehow like the gold standard because none of it's real. And even the gold standard's fake half the time. What you see on social media and what you see all over the internet is just like these weird little edited clips of brilliance or what I got that honestly was probably a brand deal. And even then, so they got it for free. They didn't have to work for it. They didn't have to try for it. All they did was create a video, put a pretty face on it, some decent music in the background, a minor script, and said, oh, you should try this. And then they get resources in return. That's all fine and well, but that's not you or I. The regular person, the average Joe that has a 9 to 5, he doesn't have that option. And even if he did have that option, he would no longer be the average guy having that option. He would be part of the golden standard, part of the people that are creating this well wishes thought of like, this is what life's supposed to be. And if you're not this is garbage. And even if you truly know this, if you're taking in information like that and watching Instagram reels and posts like that or doing whatever, and you're taking in this world of videos that are showing you how great life can be, subconsciously all it does is make you feel worse. So I create these videos because I want people to go do something. I want them to feel motivated. And like I said, if 5 people watch this out of however many end up actually watching it, and just decide, okay, this was like the words I've said were enough for them to go start doing the things they want to do, or at least making leeway toward them. Good for them. That's what I want. That's what I want everybody to do. That's what I want them to achieve. I want them to have fun. I want them to be excited about life. I didn't create this for fame, for money. I don't care. I like recording. I like editing. I like having fun. But what I love most of all is telling people I want more for you and just watching their heads just explode, and all of a sudden all these different things come out where all of a sudden they start getting super creative. They start writing, they start putting paint on canvas, they start building things with their hands, they start building Lego because they didn't get to as a child. Like, they could do whatever they want, but as long as they're starting to feel happy and starting to make improvements and starting to enjoy themselves and feel a little gusto about it and actually wake up smiling every day, that's my only goal here. And I want all of us to do that. I want this whole channel and I want the podcast eventually. I want all of it to be this amalgamation of a community getting together who just wants better for each other. And I want us all to feel that. This isn't a big cuddle puddle, hippie type thing, but I want us all to feel the same because there's so much on the internet that just flat out tells you they just flat out lie and they flat out tell you this is what you're supposed to be. But they individualize it. They're like, you have to do this to have a good life. You have to be this to consider yourself successful. You have to, be married at this time. You have to have kids. None of that shit matters. It's your life. Live it the way you want. Have fun. Go do the things you want to do. But go do something. How many times do we watch people in and out of our lives, whether it's friends, family, coworkers, doesn't matter, that just do nothing? They might, even the ones who, there's some that just don't say what they want to do, and they just do the same thing. Like I said, they just work, sleep, eat, and they do it all over again. They do it for 4 years, collect a retirement. Hopefully, they survive another 5 years into retirement, doing something that they might enjoy until they keel over. But even then, they just don't do anything. And then there's some who are just all talk and act and still don't do anything, but it's almost worse because when you're saying you're going to do something and you don't, now you're not even a man of your own word. Like, how am I supposed to trust you when you say, I want to take this trip or I want to go to this concert, and then you just don't do it? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to do with that? I feel bad when I tell myself or tell others that I'm going to do something that I don't. I actually feel bad about it because I knew better. I should have known better. It happens. We're all human. It happens all the time. I don't think that any one of us are individually insignificant if we do get caught doing such things, but life is a journey. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting, but it only becomes those things if you put effort toward it. That's how it works. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to make your life exciting. Like that isn't reality. My wife makes my life exciting, but I had to go out and I had to take the risk of asking her out and seeing if she wanted to go out that first time. And she could have said no, and then my life would have completely diverted in a different direction. And I don't know if I would be here talking to you guys. I'd probably still be up north doing what I'm doing on boats and stuff. Like I would have been happy. I would have found a way to be happy, but it would have taken a different pathway. And I'm happy doing this. So why not just have the best, like make the best of it, have fun, smile, laugh at the hard times, smile at the good times, like embrace those that are around you that support you and that you support them and that you care about. Check in with them, take care. Like why is it always got to be that I have to have more than you? I have to achieve more. I have to represent more. I have to acknowledge that I'm better. None of that shit matters. We're all people. We're all figuring out. And here's the thing: it doesn't matter whether you've had 40 years experience in a particular industry or you have 5. It doesn't. None of it matters. We're all going through the same steps as what we either previously had to, or the same steps we expect people to. We're all trying to get something down the road that's going to benefit us. We're trying to improve on education. We're trying to improve financially. We're trying to improve our day-to-day life. So if we all acknowledge that and we all look at it that way, then what's stopping us from treating people like people? And as a community, if you, I, and everyone else who listens to this does that, I mean, why can't we just make our own little pocket of the world and our own little universe something a little more significant? The gas station I used to go to almost on a daily basis just to grab a drink or something like that was a block away from my apartment. The guy who worked behind the counter, I became friends with over 3 years because I saw him every day. Chat him up. How's it going? How's the kids? How's the family? Well, what's going? Oh, your daughter's in college. Congratulations. What's she studying? Where's she going? They're people. We're all people. Let's have fun. But I want to make sure that you do the things you want to do because it all starts with you. That's it. We all get happier as a society when all of us individually start taking care of ourselves. And that's how it works. You want to do something significant in your life? Go do something that is starting to make significant differences in your life. That's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. It's going to suck. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a risk. It still might not work out. But if you don't do it and you don't even attempt it, you know for certain it ain't going to work because you didn't even give it a try. Honestly, it turns out like studies have shown that those who are just consistently doing the things, like whether it's painting or what, anyone who's just doing something consistently, regardless of how many likes or attention or how much attention they get, like it doesn't matter. The people who do it consistently obviously improve, but they also start growing. Like they start getting better. They start actually getting more recognition just because they kept showing up. You get promotions not necessarily because you might be the best at something. You get it because you show up, you have fun, and you're likable. You don't look at it with a sour face. You're kind of like, all right, whatever, let's go get it done. You do it. You have fun. I mean, it's life in progress is the goal. That's what I imagine. I'm 30 years old and I want to keep progressing and keep improving myself, prove my life. I want to enjoy many more things. I want to try the things I love. I've tried a lot already, but I want to keep going. But there's no such thing that you have to have in a certain time frame. There's no such thing that if you don't have it by a certain date, somehow it's less significant or you're less significant or you're wasting your time. No, it doesn't matter. Like I'm 30. It doesn't matter if you're in your 20s. It doesn't even matter if you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It doesn't matter. If you want to do something and you actually go do it, I sincerely fucking applaud you because so many people aren't and they're not taking life seriously and they're just wasting it day after day, not giving a shit, and they end up falling into a trap of complacency. Complacency is the enemy, and complacency leads to a boring life. You might be financially secure, you might be taken care of, and that might be all you want and ever need. And if that is and you're comfortable with it, good. But that's what you want, so good for you. I want you and everyone else who's not doing that exact thing to get what they want. That's it. If you just want to be comfortable and live out your days, you can do that. But if you want to, if you're comfortable and want to do more, go do more. If you're not comfortable, for certain, go do more. Change something because you're not comfortable. You're in the worst spot. You're the person who's not happy or the person who's not enjoying where they're at. Like, go do something. You can make incremental steps. If you want to go travel, go apply for your passport. That's step one. You can't travel internationally without a passport. So go do that because that means you're one step closer. And even if it still takes another 2 years before you actually use it to go try and travel anywhere or go explore a new area. If it takes you 2 years, you still did step one today. That's one step closer. That's progress. And then down the road, you'll make more progress. Start putting money away every day. Put put $20 down every single day just to see how much you can gain before you have to dip into it because of an emergency or whatever. But if you put money away towards your travel, then when you have it, and then you always have it so you can go do it. That's progress. You stopped buying mochachinos, so you ended up putting money away toward your travels. Now you're able to take a trip. Eventually, may not, it's not going to happen immediately, but you're making progress. And the progress alone should be enough to make you excited. It's the journey, it's the process. If you only want to travel and it's the end goal that you want, you will not be happy. End goals do not make you happy. They make you motivated because that's what you're trying to get to. But if you're not liking the journey and you're not passionate about the direction in which you're heading and you're not passionate about the progress in which you're making, hopefully every single day, then no, you're not going to work because if your only mission is the end goal, you're a shyster. You're basically the person who just wants the shiny object at the end of the rainbow. And if they don't get it, somehow they didn't see that there was a rainbow and why they should smile because it's beautiful. Life's a journey. All of it. From point A to point B. It's a journey. So there's going to be good times, bad times, everything else. But if your only goal is basically death, then the journey of life will not be exciting. So why would you do the same thing for, say, a travel? Or same thing for how well you want to be able to paint art? Or how well you want to play piano or guitar? Or how well you want to write for creating a book? It doesn't start a day. It takes time. And you got to make small steps each and every day. I've hit rock bottom several times. Everyone's hit rock bottom throughout their life. I am so fueled by rock bottom because I know what it was like. I still have the ability to dig up that feeling, feel it internally, and realize I never want to go back. That's what fuels me. It wants me to prevent that feeling from my wife and my future kids from ever having to feel anything like that ever again. Because I did, and I don't want that for them. That's my mission. And my mission here with this mic and this camera is to simply tell people the exact same thing. I want more for you, and hopefully they will actually go do something with it because we all deserve it. Have fun. Seriously, life is already complex as it is. It's complex for everyone. It's toxic. It's annoying. If you get sucked into the political mindset of just living in this perpetual, the world's a gloom and doom situation 24/7, your life is going to be a doom and gloom situation. If you can't smile, if you can't laugh, no matter how small that purpose is, you're going to be miserable. So find something you love to do. And I beg of you to please start doing something because so many people are just sleepwalking day by day and doing the same thing. And they're not paying attention and they're not realizing life's walking away from them while they're walking in a different direction. You can't say living in complacency is living. That's not. Complacency is the one thing that annoys me the most, and it's hardest to watch with somebody that I think could significantly do huge things in their life, and they're just refuse because they're just comfortable being comfortable, and that is fine. That's still fine if you want to live that way. But on a personal level, it's not for me. And unfortunately, I think so many people of society feel that. But while they're doing it, they also complain. If you're comfortable being comfortable and you're not complaining, go for it. Have fun. That's the purpose of life. Enjoy your life. Do it with a smile. Do it with a laugh. Do it with humility. Make sure you're having a good time doing it. But if you're completely complacent, stuck in a corner, and you refuse to change anything and you refuse to do it, and the whole time on top of that, you're complaining to everyone around you in the world that, oh, your life sucks because this, that, and the other, or your life sucks because I was stuck in this thing and it was out of my hand. Stop it. You're wasting your time, you're wasting their time, and nobody fucking cares. You're an adult. Grow up, go do the things you want to do. Start enjoying it. If you want to skydive, go skydive. If you want to bungee jump. Want to get your pilot's license, go take a class, take a first flight. There's so many things you can do. There's so many things that you can find passion in and that might just completely drastically change the direction of your life in so many significantly beneficial ways, even on a personal soulful level. Even if all you get out of it is just growth within your soul for the appreciation of living, that's enough. If that's all it takes, if that's all you want, then go after it. And when you find it, go after it more. Enjoy it. What's stopping you? What's stopping any of us from getting the most out of life just because we're feeling this annoying, nagging thing on our shoulder that tells us, oh, we need to do this specific thing. We need to be this specific thing. We need to stop being who we are and be this other person that we should be because we're individually not good enough just as we are for one reason or another. Stop it. You're lying to yourself. It's unfortunate. And unfortunately, society, social media, and everything else has told you the exact same story for God knows how long. And it's the same story that was kind of happening before, but without social media. It wasn't just sitting on our phone staring at us. And then once the algorithm locks onto it, there's no way to get out of it for like 3 weeks. And so we're just sitting there in this perpetual state of just numb, just mental numbness where we don't have anything. So anyway, yeah. So that I just keep living life. Go enjoy it. Do the thing you want to do. Start making progress. I please beg of you. Do something today, tomorrow, next week. All throughout each and every day, making small, little incremental changes to try and benefit your life and head toward a direction that you actually want to do. I promise you're going to have a lot more fun realizing it down the road that you could actually do that and enjoying the journey than the end game itself. So those optimistic people are just, I'll figure it out. Have fun. I applaud you. I love you guys. I really want this whole channel and podcast to be perpetuating growth, education, perpetuating significance in life, perpetuating people's individual stories. I want people to feel comfortable within themselves, and I want every single one of us to get something out of life and to appreciate it. And that doesn't start unless you do. It comes from you. It comes from home. So anyone who made it to the end of this video, feel free to share, clip it, monetize reels, do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to copyright it. That's not what this is. I'm trying to get the message out to as many people as I can to hopefully just keep getting them motivated to keep going. I'm not going to copyright you. This isn't what it is. I don't give a crap about money. I don't give a crap about the attention. I just want to hopefully expand the message. So hopefully a certain amount of people or a significant amount of people, just it adds to them wanting more from life and that they actually feel a little more edged on to benefiting to actually go do something about it. I want them to grow. I want them to live life. So if you want to clip it, edit it, reel it, re-up, I don't care. Just, do what you're going to do, monetize it, make money, have fun, do whatever you want to do, enjoy it. I don't care. That's not what this is. So please do whatever you can to get the message out because I think all of us deserve to hear this message. And I think that there's so many people out there that need this message that just have never been told it. It's a hard message to just be told, it's not that you're not good enough. It's that you're not fucking trying. So I really want people to just keep pushing and keep going and keep growing within themselves. So yep. Yeah. Do what you're going to do. Clip it, monetize it. Please hit like and subscribe. Let's help grow this channel. Let's help spread the message. I really want this to be a thing. Right now, I'm working on the podcast. I'm talking to a few people about setting up times to actually start the podcast side of this channel and to actually get the real podcast going on all the affiliates for proper channels so we can all listen to it and hopefully continue growing this together as a community. That's my goal. I want this to be a thing where we can all watch it grow because we made it grow. I want all of us to play a part in this. This isn't, it's a solo man operation, but I really believe that there's so much more that we can all learn from each other and from each other's stories. And I think they're so significant that I really want to share with them. If you want to, I want to talk to health experts. I want to talk to business people because our education system failed. And I think there's so much about personal finance and financial wealth within individually, just how we operate money. I think there's so much we can learn there. We can learn about health, talk about psychology, physiology, philosophy. There's so many topics that I'm fascinated in. There's so many topics I know you guys are fascinated in. So I want to talk to as many people about their expertise in areas and life in general and what we can get from it. So I'm working on that podcast. I've already talked to a few people. I'm setting up dates, setting up times, getting it all kind of scheduled out. And a bunch of creatives, artists, musicians, filmmakers, a couple of health experts. So it's going to be fun. It's definitely happening down the pipe. So in the meantime, please take care of yourselves. I love and support you guys. Hit like, subscribe. Let's grow this channel. I really want it to be a thing for all of us so we can all look back on it and hopefully it'll reach the people that it needs to reach most. So hopefully we can just keep going and more people can get so much more out of life using this channel as maybe a sense of purpose or even just that little nudge that keeps them going. Because this alone won't be a thing, but it's an amalgamation of being here, listening to these stories, listening to the videos, listen to whatever the podcast will be. And then hopefully everything else that they intake as far as media will be something along the same lines. And then eventually, as it builds up enough, they'll finally get enough urge to like go do something and actually be pushed off the boat to actually go swim and see if they can survive. So yes, yeah, hit like and subscribe. Let's help grow this thing. Appreciate the love and support. Thank you very, very much. I want each and every one of you to understand that I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I want this to grow. I want it to be a community thing. And in the meantime, please take care of you and yours. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. And just keep going. Enjoy life. Have fun. I really want the best for each and every one of us. And take care. I appreciate it. Love you guys.